Hello, I'm Catherine and this is Claire, and we are co-founders of Homeroom. Claire and I are sitting down and having a cup of tea and some cookies this morning and talking a little bit about our businesses and how we run them. So Claire, what do you do?
I am a digital marketing strategist and I work with big and small businesses and help them with their digital marketing, with their content creation, social media, and I really love working with small businesses because you can have such a big impact just by making some simple small changes to their businesses. So I really love the content creation side of things, so being able to come up with great ideas and strategies and then sort of help people implement them and roll them out. And what about you? What do you do?
I run Showroom, which is this shop where we're sitting today.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. We stock a lot of independent, artisanal brands that mainly exist online and wouldn't otherwise have a presence in the real world. Mm-hmm. So again, it's working with really small scale producers. Mm-hmm. Because I love working with creative entrepreneurs as well. I think there's a real buzz around it, and mm-hmm. I love the way that people are taking care to do really beautiful projects that feel nice in your hand, feel more special than mass-produced stuff.
I guess the other thing that we do is we run Homeroom, which is an education platform which came about because both of us identified that a lot of the people we were working with didn't really understand how to grow their businesses because they didn't have the skills or the time or the inclination to understand social media or photography or how to launch an e-commerce store. And so we set about setting up some workshops basically designed to give them those skills based on my knowledge and your, I guess, real world practical experience in doing it from scratch.
Yeah, I think people have amazing passion projects but don't necessarily know how to translate that into a viable enterprise that's going to be able to sustain them and their families, and you know, the economics are important. So yes,
exactly.
I love doing that too.
Great.
So what do you think is the best thing and the worst thing about running your own digital marketing agency?
I think the best thing is being able to, there's lots of best things. One of the best things is being able to be able to work with whoever you want to. You can surround yourself with people that are awesome all the time. You can work with people that are super inspiring and businesses that you find inspiring, and you know, you're constantly surrounded by people that you think are amazing. And I think the worst thing is you have to be on all the time. You have to be on for your staff. You have to be on for your clients. You can't really have a bad day. You have to constantly keep yourself motivated, and that's fine 95% of the time. But it can, you can get a little bit tiring sometimes.
And I know that you're an introvert, so I know that keeping up that like energy of being around people all the time can be really challenging.
And it just means that you have to you know, set up your days and set up your life, your business life, so that you do the things that give you energy, and be really careful and considerate about how you organize your days and your life. And what about you? What do you think is the best and worst things about doing what you do?
Well, I agree. I mean, I suppose I think the worst thing, because I'm still very much in the getting started phase, I'm growing the business, and so this whole idea of work-life balance, that's a complete myth. It's all about work. Life fits in where it can, and that's just the reality of this phase that I'm in right now, and so it's an awful lot of work, and sometimes like the financial rewards are not commensurate with the number of hours that you're putting in and the sort of sleepless nights that it takes to really get something off the ground in a big way. And so, you know, there's that pressure. But overall, I just can't think of anything else that I would rather be doing. I love coming in. It makes me happy. It's a place that I've created and a culture that I've been able to create in my team, so that it's fun. Like, we laugh so much when we're in here, and I can't imagine being in another work environment where I'm doing something that feels so fulfilling and that I'm actually having as good a time doing it, even when it's stressful.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So how do you define success then?
This is something that I think about a lot, because when I was at uni, I used to think that it was all about being the CEO of the company and strutting around and having big shoulder pads, and it was all about kind of being the boss.
The dream of the 80s.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And now I've definitely changed my definition of success, and it's much more about being able to have a sense of freedom in what I do, and being able to be surrounded by people who I find inspiring, and being able to constantly be learning, and being able to work on projects that I find inspiring. So I think that's my definition of success now, to be able to do those things and be able to support my family and to have all of those kinds of things and to be able to have fun while I'm doing them.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think success to me is really about being able to pick and choose what I do, to be able to direct my own kind of work, my own career. I don't think that there'll be one linear career path. I think I'll probably end up chopping and changing quite a bit over the course of my life. But really, to me, success is about being able to have that freedom. And part of that freedom is economic. So the business has to make enough money so that I can hire in great people and pay them something that I'm proud to pay them, that I can pay myself what I feel I deserve to be paid. So yes, there is certainly a financial component about success, and I'm not ashamed to say so. But I think really it comes down to feeling like you're doing something that is worth getting out of bed for and spending all the time that you're spending on it to really make it feel worthwhile. Yeah,
definitely.
So what's one thing that you wish was more openly discussed among creative entrepreneurs?
We've spoken about this a lot as well, and we've sort of asked everybody in our teams what we think they think about this too, and we all come back to quoting pricing amongst creative entrepreneurs is something that we talk about a lot, but also, and I'm going to steal your one because we talked about this before we did this video, but how to manage people.
So hard.
It's really really hard, and especially when you want all of your team to. You want there to be cohesion in the team and all of that kind of thing. It can be really hard when you want, everybody to be on the same page. But I'd love for there to be more, I guess, training or more, or just even more conversation around how entrepreneurs manage their teams, manage, people that work for them or people that, freelance for them or all of that kind of stuff. I'd love to be able to hear more about how that works for other creative entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think that growth phase from solopreneur to running a company with employees is a really challenging one. And you've got to figure out how to delegate jobs that you've always done yourself. And then you've also got to be able to figure out how to give your team the latitude to do an amazing job and use their own talents and initiative, but also check up to make sure that things are being done properly and that nothing's falling through the cracks.
Without being a crazy micromanager.
Right, and so...
ain't nobody likes a crazy micromanager.
There's a whole lot of fine lines in there, and I think that there are strategies. There's probably software, like there's got to be an app for that.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that there's a lot of information about how to start up, and not as much information.
That middle phase.
Yeah, and sort of how to get bigger, and you've got to have vision around that, and I think that's quite hard to come by. Yeah, I feel the
definitely.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
Well, it's not necessarily advice, but it's something that you have said to me once.
Well, I'm very wise.
And it was about how you just implicitly know that you're going to succeed. You have this unwavering belief.
We'll call it a belief.
Yeah, this unwavering belief that you know that your success is a foregone conclusion. And I think as a creative entrepreneur, you have to have that belief in yourself, because otherwise you would never get started, you would never do anything. And so I think that having that belief in yourself, and as someone who works with someone who has that belief in yourself, it's a pretty empowering, or a pretty, I guess, inspiring thing to watch, or to try and emulate too.
And I think even more than that, if you believe that your own success is a foregone conclusion, you're here, success is here, all you have to do is then walk that path. So then you just have to plot the steps and just walk it. And you don't have to worry about if you're going to get there, you just have to worry about how you're going to get there. And I'd much rather talk about specific, proactive plans. It doesn't mean you can't chop and change, but yeah. Yeah, I also think another thing that's really important along those lines is to trust your taste or trust your gut. I mean, trust your taste if you're in more, I don't know, like artistic or aesthetic design kind of field like I am. Trust your gut if you are
strategy
what you're doing, because you know when something's right and when something's not, when a person's a right fit and when they're not, and you save yourself so much time and so much hassle if you just listen to yourself the first time. And that's something that I've learned.
And I've learned
over
that,
and over and over again.
Definitely.
But I think it's a really important lesson.
Definitely.
Who's your professional hero?
Oh, I find this one really hard.
It's so hard.
Oh, and I think I'm still looking for that professional hero. I have a lot of people that I think are doing really cool things.
A lot of smart people out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of smart people out there. And I don't probably have a professional hero. I have a lot of mentors. I think the girls from Stylerunner are doing some really awesome things. I think that, who else do I think is doing so? I think Jenna Lyons from J. Crew is awesome. I think that Ariana Huffington is awesome. I think that there's some amazing women doing really amazing things all around the world. And I try and consume as much content as I can about those women. And I just wish that there was more, I guess, people that like that we could read about their stories and look up to. So if anyone knows of any, then feel free to send the articles my way.
Yeah,
but,
share with us.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd love to hear everybody else's too. What about you?
Well, I was thinking about this a lot, and I find it quite difficult to kind of pinpoint because there's no one specifically that I'm trying to out and out emulate. But someone like Nigella Lawson, I find really interesting. I like the way that she deals with aesthetics, with sort of taste, with domesticity, but in a really intelligent, earnest way. I like the idea that you can bring a real intellect to a topic that is not maybe traditionally seen as to be so serious. And I feel like that's very much the approach that I want to bring to sort of design and retail in what I do. So I like her approach.
Great. Yeah. And most importantly, what is your favorite cookie flavor?
Okay, you're not gonna like it.
I know.
But I really like cinnamon raisin.
Raisins and cookies. I don't like it.
Love it. And you?
Chocolate chip all the way.
Lovely. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks.